So once you download that spreadsheet, it should look something like this. There's a lot of different things going on here, and what you need to understand is that this is a very simplistic version of how we do statistics, and statistics is just a tool that we use to determine if there's really mathematical differences between sets of numbers. So all that you're going to have to do is enter information in this area down here. You can see that there's group names and then there's data. And we had group names, so we had soils and we had different kinds of plants. And so for any kind of comparison you want to make with your data, if you want to do root lengths, if you want to compare root lengths or germination numbers or shoot lengths, we can do all that with this spreadsheet. So the first thing you need to do is just go ahead and clear the contents in here. So I highlighted all of these cells, and I'm going to just say clear the contents because I'm going to put in my own information. So for instance, let's say I had 3 different soils. So I have soil 1 that I planted big blue stem in, soil 2 that I planted big blue stem in, and soil 3 that I planted big blue stem in. Now yours might look something different than this. You might have a different number of soils or a different number of replications. It doesn't matter. You can do the same. You can do almost any data set in this that we'll be dealing with here. So for my soil 1, let's say I just wanted to look at germination numbers at the end of the time. So for soil 1, let's say I had 3 germinate, 4 germinate, and then 2 germinate. For soil 2, I had 8 germinate, 7 germinate, and 10 germinate. And then for soil 3, I had 5 germinate, 7, and 8 germinate. Now, once you do that, the program itself does some math on those numbers. And one thing that they do is they give you the mean. So you can see right here it says mean is 3 for this one, 8.3 for this one, and 6.66 for soil 3. So it gives you the mean first of all. Another thing that it gives you, and you won't learn this until you take some statistics, is this p-value here, which tells us whether or not there is a significant difference between at least one of these hold on a sec, one of these treatments here. Once you have done that, you can come over here to this Tukey-Kramer sheet, and you can look at these 3 numbers right here. You don't have to look at these 3 over here, but these 3 numbers right here will tell you whether or not you've got significant differences when you compare things. So if we're in the soil 1 column right here, we can look at a comparison between soil 1 and soil 2. Okay? So when we compare soil 1 and soil 2, the difference between the means is 5.33, and that little star right there means that difference is significant. It's a significant difference between those two. So again, soil 1 is right here. That's a 3. Soil 2 is, the mean of this is 3. The mean of soil 2 is 8.33. So it's a pretty wide space there, and it actually turns out that that's significant. That's good to know. That means there's a real difference between soil 1 and soil 2. For soil 1 versus soil 3, we've got a difference of 3.667, and it's still significant. So even though the distance was a little less, the difference was a little less, it's still significant. So soil 1 here is 3, the mean is 3. Soil 3, the average is 6.66. And we see that that's significant. So soil 1, when you compare soil 1 to soil 2, it's different. When you compare soil 1 to soil 3, it's different, significantly different, mathematically different. But when you compare soil 2 to soil 3, we see that it's not different. There's not a little asterisk there. And so we can see that soil 2 here, which is 8.33, versus soil 3, which is 6.66. We see that those differences, that the difference there actually isn't enough to make it a significant difference. So we can say, you know what, soil 2 and soil 3 there wasn't an effect. There wasn't an effect when we compare those two. There wasn't an effect on germination differences in that particular comparison. So these numbers here help us to determine. We can use them again for anything: root length, shoot height, germination rates, any other data you want to throw at it, to determine whether or not it's it's really significantly different. If it doesn't have that asterisk there, then it's not actually statistically different. So they aren't actually different, and you can make those kinds of conclusions in your report.